In part 1 of Monkeys, Mud and Mindfulness, we introduced you to Dave Burrows. What we didn't tell you is that Dave is a psychologist who has been working internationally for over 20 years across clinical, organisational and military mental health domains. Dave is a proud pragmatist with a passion for challenging convention. He is a Mentally Healthy Workplaces Ambassador for Safe Work New South Wales and is currently Chief Mental Health Officer for Westpac and is an advisor to some of Australia's largest organisations. Dave is also the co-founder of Mental Health, a specialist mental health service for men that makes it easy for men to see an experienced psychologist at a time that suits them. Dave is committed to improving the lives of men and is passionate about removing the barriers when it comes to taking care of our mental health.
I love washing my bikes, I love sitting on my bikes, I love looking at my bikes, I love starting the bike. There's nothing better than kitting up when you're on a dirt road and getting ready and you're knowing that you're gone for the next few hours. I just love the sense of freedom that it gives me. I love the exhilaration. You know, you can be going on enjoying yourself, going 10 kilometres an hour, or you can be going absolutely, wide open throttle and right on the brink going up a big hill. You know, it's just so much variety and opportunity to have fun. You know, get into nature. You know, get away from the rat race. We go overseas quite a bit as a family. We love a bit of adventure. And when COVID hit, it's like, what can we do as a family unit? It's like, why don't we all try motorbikes? So the boys had them. My daughter wanted one, my wife wanted one. So I thought, you know what, let's do this as a family. So we've got together now and we've all got bikes and we all go out and we all ride together. So it's been this fantastic opportunity for us where we can't go overseas, we can't travel like we used to. But we're going out in the bush, we're going to these bike parks, we're doing these things, and it's cool. It's loads of fun, everyone's at a different level of sort of expertise. But to be doing stuff as a family, it's something quite different. It's awesome, we love it. Motorbikes for kids gives them the ability to become more resilient. You know, pushing a bike up a hill, getting stuck, problem solving, all of those things are all part of the riding that we do. Waiting and supporting the slower rider in the pack, helping other people out. I love that aspect of it. I think it's a really cool character development thing for kids. I think motorcycling can have a number of really positive impacts on your mental health. And I'm a psychologist, I've been a psychologist for 20 years, so mental health has sort of been my bread and butter for a long time. But it's actually been a little bit of research that's been put out about it. Motorbikes can make people feel happier, they can give people a sense of escapism. There's something really powerful about doing the twisties and sort of really pushing the limit from time to time. Those sorts of things can be really positive from a mental health perspective. There's some research out there saying that even not having to deal with traffic when you're commuting and finding car parks and these, it can be really good for people's stress levels as well. But for me, I think motorbikes are a really good opportunity to help manage stress. You get on your bike, you get away from everything that's actually going on, and it's forced mindfulness. When I'm in the bush and I'm sort of going through it pretty quick in the bush, I'm not thinking about what's happening 5 days from now or what I've got to do 5 hours from now, or I don't have all the stuff from work and life rolling around the back of my head. I'm thinking 50 metres at a time. My focus is on what's coming next, that next hill, that next rock, that rock that's coming up, that creek crossing. It just gives you the ability just to empty your head of everything else that's going on. Now, I think that that's the whole notion of mindfulness for me, is just focusing on one thing at a time. So I think that's a really, really sort of active way to be more mindful, is to be getting on a bike. It's certainly a big part of the riding that I do. So mindfulness is this idea that we focus on one thing at a time and we sort of try to get rid of all the other distractions and things going on. So we've become mindful around something that's important to us. We still ourselves. And I think this is one of those things that, very busy lives with so many things going on and all the different moving parts, often we can feel overwhelmed. Whereas mindfulness is this deliberate opportunity to hit pause. Mindfulness, a lot of people think about being yoga or sitting there and zen with your fingers crossed and whatnot, that it can be just focusing your attention on one thing and emptying your head of everything else. And that's something that I think, enduro riding, dirt bike riding absolutely can do. I think there's a number of impacts for motorcycling on good mental health. You've got the opportunity to escape, you've got the opportunity to get a bit of physical activity, you've got an opportunity to get out in the outdoors. You've got the vitamin D, you've got the getting back into nature, and there's a lot of sort of research there around the importance of being part of nature. There's the camaraderie of riding with mates, there's the ability to build your resilience and problem solve and stuff when you're stuck in the bush and you've got to get out. I think there's so much stuff going on there that's all positive from a mental health perspective. some blokes don't want to talk, but just by virtue of being around their peers, their colleagues, their mates, that can be cathartic in itself. You know, going out as a group of people and pushing yourself and challenging yourself, I mean, they're all things that are really sort of positive sort of experiences, sort of bonding experiences with when you're out there with your mates and with your friends. So I think that there's actually a lot in that. I know with me, when we go riding, yeah, you're on your bike, you're in your own head, you're not in everybody else's, but you are looking out for everyone. You know, there's always a sweeper. We're always checking in to make sure that we haven't left a mate behind, and I think that's a really powerful part of riding as well. Sure, when we finish a ride, we might end up in a little coffee shop somewhere and, you know, putting shit on each other around who screwed what jump up and who, you know, fell off in a creek crossing, which is all that banter that's really positive as well. But I mean, it does give that opportunity to have those conversations that often we're not that good at having. You know, so I think that, you know, there is a really important social aspect of motorbiking as well. Get into it. I think riding's an awesome thing, and if you've got a passion for bikes, you know, give it a go. I mean, I think it's awesome. But one thing I have noticed over the years is often people buy bikes and other toys and things to get away from stuff. Now, escapism is cool. I think it's important, but it's also really important that people deal with the other sort of issues that they might be trying to escape from as well. So, you know, the bike's not going to solve all the problems that might be there. It might be a great escape from them from time to time, but I really encourage people that, you know, if you're looking at it for an escape or to get away from things, to, you know, deal with the stuff that you're trying to get away from as well.
Thanks for watching, and I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Motorcycling is a way to practice mindfulness, but if you are experiencing mental health issues, then please take Dave's advice and try and deal with the issues instead of going on a ride to escape. And remember, there is professional help available. If you want to find out more about Dave or mental health, check out the description below. And if you're struggling yourself, please reach out or speak to your local GP.